this video, I would like to demonstrate how to set up a Trimble TSC3 for wireless data sync with our Connected Community service. And in the first step, I have connected here my TSC3 with my PC via a USB cable. And this will automatically also start a tool called Office Synchronizer, which installs typically with Business Center Heavy Civil Construction Edition, or can also download it standalone on Trimble.com. And this tool can be used to synchronize data from Trimble TSC3s or Trimble site tablets with my PC here. And in the first step, I'm going here into Tools, Device Setup, and I'm entering here a nice device name for my TSC3 that I'm going to use here from now on for this controller. And also I'm entering here a field crew name, in this case Daniel Honch. So now I'm hitting Synchronize here, and this will basically pull all the data from my TSC3 into my Trimble Synchronizer data folder, which I have by default here under C, Trimble Synchronizer data. And it creates then here a device folder called Daniel's TSC3. So if I'm having here green check marks in front of my files, then I know that the synchronization between the data collector and my PC here has been successful. And then I can close this here. In the second step, I need to install TCC Explorer, which we are going to use to synchronize data between my laptop here and the cloud. In this case, I've done this already. You can see this here on this little blue container next to the system clock here. To download and install TCC Explorer, you can add a file space viewer to a page in your organization here on Connected Community, and then there's here a button called Access Files through TCC Explorer or FTP. And if we hit that, then we have here an option called Click to install TCC Explorer, and this will initiate the download of the installer of TCC Explorer and then install basically here TCC Explorer on your PC. Now I have already done that. And also I have logged in here already, and this can be this is basically visible by this blue container here. And what I can do now is basically I can go here into Windows Explorer in my C Trimble Synchronizer data folder, and here I have my Daniel's TSC3 device folder, which we have just created by synchronizing my TSC3 via Office Synchronizer with my PC. So if I'm logged into TCC Explorer, then I can right click here this folder, and then I have here an option called TCC Explorer, and underneath TCC Explorer I have here the possibility to set a two-way synchronization with folders or TCC file spaces. And I'm selecting this option to establish a two-way synchronization between here my device folder in Trimble Synchronizer data and the Trimble Synchronizer data file space in the cloud. So if I'm opening here Trimble Synchronizer data, we see I don't have any devices or folders on my file space yet, so it's completely empty. And I can use now here this new folder button to create folders on this file space. If you wanted, you can in the first instance establish a workgroup folder to group certain controllers which are on a site and separate them out from different projects. Now in this case, I don't want to use workgroup folders. I would like to start with device folders. So I'm using here the new folder button, which creates a new folder here. And I'm calling this new folder like my device name, which was Daniel's TSC3. So this name matches basically the name on my local Trimble synchronizer data, in my local Trimble synchronizer data folder. And I'm establishing now a two-way synchronization between these two folders. So if someone puts something in the Daniel's TSC3 device folder on my PC, then this will automatically upload this to TCC, and also the other way around. If someone uploads something to TCC, then it automatically also pulls it down to my local Daniel's TSC3 folder. So I'm selecting here this folder and say sync to file space, and this will now initiate the synchronization relationship, also shown here by this little blue container here. In the second step, we also have to register my TSC3 in my TCC organization, and I'm using here SOTI Pocket Controller to show you what I'm doing on the controller, and what I'm showing you parallel, what I'm doing in TCC here. So I have already opened here SCS900 version 3 and a site in a work order. And if I'm going here now in the home button menu under import export, I have here a button called community settings. And in this community settings menu, I can enter here my device credentials. So first of all, my device name, in this case Daniel's TSC3, my organization, which is in this case Trimble HHDAN, and in this case I'm using a password, in this case Trimble, in capitals, and I decided that I don't want to use a workgroup here, so I'll just leave this field blank and hit accept. Now I also have to enter or register this device here in the device manager of my organization, which can be found here under administration, manage devices. And then I can go ahead here and use the add device button on the top left corner. Under device type, I'm selecting here my TSC3 device type, which can be found under Trimble heavy civil construction, and then we have here TSC3 Trimble TSC3 controller. The serial number of my controller can be found in the home button menu, import export, and then community settings. Here on the top, so it's hard coded. So my device ID is hard coded. In this case, my serial numbers are SP1A00589. The password I chose is Trimble in capitals. I can enter an owner name if I wanted, and a description, so that it's clear who is controller that is in the field, and I just hit save, which accepts here the data that I have entered. Maybe I made a mistake here. Okay. So this adds this controller here to the devices in my organization. Here it is. And the second thing I have to check is under Manage File Spaces, that first of all a file space called Trimble Synchronizer Data has been created. Now we know that this is the case because we already have synchronized the PC or the laptop here with this file space. And also I need to make sure that my device actually has permissions to write to that file space. So if I'm clicking here on this little lock, we can see that I've added here a group called All Devices, and gave this editor permissions on this Trimble Synchronizer Data file space, which means they can write and read from and to this file space. And also I as a user can write and read to that file space, which is important so that actually TCC Explorer can synchronize the device folder from my local PC with TCC. So this is important here. In this case, this looks all good. I can save this here and close. In the meantime, TCC Explorer has done its magic, and if I'm refreshing here my file space viewer, we see that all the data that I had locally in my device folder on my laptop has now been synchronized with the cloud, with TCC. So all the data which I have locally is also now here up on TCC. In the second step, I would like to use Business Center to create a new site, design and work order, and show you how you can synchronize this with the controller in the field. So I'm creating here a new project in Business Center using here my US survey foot template. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm taking here this control point file and just dragging that in Business Center. In this case, the syntax is northing, easting, elevation. These are control points. I'm hitting import. So this imports here all my control points in my project. And also I have a little road that I can import here. So in this case we see that there are some error flags here. So this is one of the benefits of Business Center, that it flags us errors that in the data that we got from the engineer, for instance, but also we have the possibility to fix these problems. So in this case here, we have a couple of break lines which were exported accidentally, and I can now here go ahead and just delete them. And also here the outer boundary of my road appears to be wrong, and I can use here a tool which I can find in the Surface Tools command, which is called Trim Surface Edge, and I can use this function here just to to trim and cut these wrong triangles out of the surface here. And now this looks much better, and the data is actually ready to get exported to the field. So in the first step, I'm going here in my field data command under Job Site Manager. I can create here a new job site. In this case, I'm creating a job site called Trimble Road. And this Trimble Road I would like to add to my Daniel's TSC3 device here that we have worked with before. There is already a Trimble Road use, so let's say Trimble Road 2. And in the first step, I would like to export here all my control points. I'm hitting here the +- button, and I'm using here the Project Explorer to select all these control points. I'm hitting add, and this will add basically all these control points here to my site. I don't have a sitemap, I don't have any avoidance zones today, so I just can close here the job site creation dialog, and in the second step I'm creating a job site design by going into field data, create job site design. Now job site design is also Trimble Road 2, and I'm again assigning this to my controller. And here under model I can edit or export my data into a road design or into a DTM. So in this case, for instance, I would like to use here the surface finish grade and export this in a DTM. So I'm selecting here the surface option and say OK. Also, I would like to export some of the feature lines here for a better orientation. So I'm using here the options select layer option, and if I'm selecting here the finished grade layer, then it will export here all my feature lines of that road into my job site design as well. So I have now a DTM and a couple lines, and I don't have any stakeout points today. And in the final step, I'm creating here a work order using the create work order option. Grade check road. So this opens here the work order viewer, and I can connect this work order grade check road with my road design Trimble road, and also I can enter some instructions for the user in the field. So when the user opens this, the field he knows actually what he has to do today in this work order. I can assign here surface tolerances, coverage map grid size. So if I would like to make sure that he has actually measured enough points, then we can use here this coverage map. Say I want him to grade check a point at least every 3 foot. And my tolerance for today is 500ths. And all the other options we are not going to use today. So I'm clicking then here on this view button, and this gives me basically a preview what happens if the user in the field actually opens this work order. So this looks all very good. In this case, I'm just turning off here maybe the point codes, because I don't want the user get confused with the point codes here. And other than that, I'm saying close and OK. And this will basically save here my site design and work order. Now the nice thing is, because I have established this two-way synchronization between my device folder and the folder on TCC, that TCC Explorer has already done its magic here in the back and has already synchronized everything that I have exported into this Daniel's TSC3 device folder with the device folder on TCC. So if I'm actually refreshing this here, then we see that my Trimble Road 2 is already on TCC. Without that, I haven't done anything other than exporting the data into that device folder, into my local device folder, which is really cool. So in the next step, I would like to show you what we have to do in the field. So I'm using here again my the Pocket controller to show you what I'm doing here on my device. And remember, we have already entered all our device credentials, and also the controller is connected to the internet, either via Wi-Fi or via the internal SIM here. And all that I have to do now as a data manager is to call the guy in the field and tell him I've uploaded new data. Please download the site Trimble Road. And then he has to go here into the home button menu, import export data, and then he has here the connected community option. And this will basically initiate the synchronization. So in the first step, SCS900 is looking which sites, designs, and work orders do I have on my controller, and which sites, designs, and work orders exist in the cloud. Now I have the option that to synchronize only a whole site, a single work order, or a single design. And in this case, we have created a new site, Trimble Road 2. So I'm selecting here the site options, and I'm selecting here the Trimble Road 2 site and hit accept. And this will initiate the synchronization. And with SCS900 version 3, we have actually, we went completely away from a time-based synchronization. So the whole synchronization process is managed by a set of rules which defining which files and folders get uploaded and downloaded, and this synchronization logic can be found in the SCS900 user manual on trimble.com. So if the synchronization was successful, we get here this warning, synchronization completed successful, and I can hit here OK. And now I can go here into the home menu, site, and change here or select here my site Trimble Road. I would like to use my work order grade check and my design Trimble Road. And if I'm hitting here accept, then this will basically load the data. And now I'm ready here to measure and do the things that I have to do. And after I'm done, I can again go here into the home menu in the Connected Community option, upload my work order, and this will automatically pull down all the data that the user in the field has measured down to my local PC, as long as TCC Explorer runs here in the back. So it doesn't have to notify me, it just happens in the back. So it's a very nice way now and a very nice solution.